So, hi everyone. They're telling me it's time, so I think we'll begin. Just a quick disclaimer about the title of the presentation. I normally do these presentations like for management level and C-level, so the title is always how gamification can increase your profits or increase performance. And I was thinking, how do I relate to my crowd? Because I'm a developer, so I need to relate. So, world going overpowered, I think it's a good title. So, just a quick background. I'm a gamification designer. My name is Manuel Pimenta, by the way. I'm a gamification designer at Novabaz. We just started doing gamification for a year or so ago. I started learning about gamification. I'm a developer in my background, but in about 2012, I discovered this world of gamification, and I haven't stopped since. So I did a lot of certifications. I went to a couple of summits, and this year, I was really glad that my company decided to transform our event, our yearly event, Novabaz Game Shifters, into a fully gamified event. So it was the first time that the whole company got behind gamification and poured it into an event. So this for my background. I say with some gumption that I have some magic coding chops. Not sure, haven't coded in a while, so not sure if I'm still that much of a magician. So I'd like to start talking to you about my roles in gamification, how it began, how it's made sense to me, and how I hope it makes sense to you. So for me, it began with this. Everybody knows this, of course, right? So Tetris on MS-DOS. So this was the first game I ever played. I still remember sitting in my grandpa's office in the computer, playing this game for hours. My father going there, you need to eat. You probably should eat now. So I really got hooked on this game. But then I discovered this one. I'm not sure who installed it, but praise the gods, because this game, not sure if you know it, it was called F-15 Strike Eagle. And this is a boat. And I have a plane. I need to destroy a boat. That's about it. And I need to destroy other planes. So a bit more far-fetched than Tetris. And then this was the first game I played at my home PC, Indiana Jones and the Fight of Atlantis. I was really happy to discover this particular screenshot because I was stuck here for days and days. I couldn't for the life, I was a kid, give me some credit. I couldn't for the life of me discover how the hell am I going to get past the bouncer. So this was the first time where I found out that I could spend a lot of time focusing on a game even though I wasn't getting anywhere. And then came this. So this game has been with me since prep school, maybe. So I've played a lot of Football Manager, like a lot. And when I discovered I could study and play Football Manager at the same time because my PC was really slow, and when I pressed continue, it was thinking and thinking for a lot of time. So I discovered, okay, I can play this, and when my mother gets into my room, I can say, no, I'm studying. The computer is thinking, I'm studying. So for me, this game was important because it was the first time that I discovered that I played at home, and then when I went to school, I talked about the games I was playing with my friends. We discussed tactics, we discussed the best players. There was a Portuguese player called Tom Madeira from Gouveia. His stats were all to the roof, and he scored like 60 goals a season, and he was playing in third division. So when we discovered things like that, we went to school and we talked about it. So it was the first time I discovered, okay, games go beyond the time when I'm playing them. Okay, so this was my road into gaming, and now I'm going to talk a bit about the power of games. Not sure if you recognize the arena. These guys are playing, and when I show this image to management in my company, they're like, no, they couldn't all be playing. Yeah, they're playing, they're watching people play, and this is a real event. It's bigger than soccer in some countries, so For me, it's a really powerful picture. So, I find games are really powerful for several reasons. First of all, this game is called Star Control 2. It's a bit underground. But for me, it was my English tutor. Okay? So, if you don't know the game, you're a seafarer, you're a spacefarer. You're going across space, discovering races, traveling over planets. And it's really dialogue focused. So you need to understand the text to go forward in the game. But I was a kid. I didn't really understand that much English. And I learned it playing Star Control because I needed to. Okay? So for me, this was my first English teacher. This game was my first geography teacher. This game is called Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego? And basically, you're traveling around the world looking for a lady called Carmen Sandiego, and she's like a thief. And you're shown pictures, and you have to identify what place it is. You have to know things about the place. So I discovered that this is the Kremlin, and there's a whole lot of, you travel across the whole world. So I learned a bit about geography playing Carmen Sandiego. By the way, this was the first game where teachers, kids, and game designers were all in agreement, okay? So this was the first big success for learning-focused games. And this one was the next, a lot of years after. I'm sure you know this one. This is called Minecraft. I have to admit, I haven't played it that much. I played the early alpha, and I was, okay, so this is it. Didn't do it for me. But I discovered, I'm a Cub Scout leader, and last year I discovered that all my Cub Scouts play this, and they're 7 years old. And they build structures, okay, they don't build this but because they have a life, but they build a lot of things, and they spend a lot of time playing this, and they're really learning about spatial reasoning. And there are schools in the US that are using Minecraft to teach this sort of reasoning. And I found out recently there are a couple of schools in Portugal doing this too, okay? So a game that teaches you spatial reasoning. Yeah, so this did it for me. These are my Cub Scouts some years ago. And when I became a Cub Scout leader, and if you're not familiar with Cub Scouts, we basically use games to teach them stuff. There are stuff that is going to be useful for them longer down the road. And it was here that I discovered, okay, games can really change people. They can change people's lives. They can create better people. And when I started to look into this, and at the same time I was looking into gamification, everything started to click. So now I'm a gamification designer, and I'm a Cub Scout leader, so I pretty much play all the time. So it's really fun. One thing that is really powerful about games is the fact that they provide a clear path to mastery. So games are really good, really good at teaching us stuff. They're really good. This game, it's funny because when I do these presentations for management, they're always, when I show this slide, they're ha ha ha, because it's probably the only game they still know. And it's called Pong. It's from the 70s. It was the first video game ever. Of course, you know this. Pretty simple. You've got two things. There's a ball. You've got the score. Pretty straightforward. The thing is that we as a society, when we looked at this, we played it for some time, and then we were, okay, so what do you have? What's next? And game designers were, okay, so we have to create something harder with more stuff. And they created stuff like this, Pacman. So it's got some more mechanics, more dynamics. You've got to, okay, you know how to play Pacman. So you've got points, you've got high scores, you've got a lot of elements. And people, okay, some people still are, it's enough for them, but for most of us, it's, okay, at some point, you need more. And then came this, some years after. One quick thing, extra credit for someone that can tell me what raid is this, because I was looking around online to discover what particular raid is this. If you know it, you could tell me at the end, so I can sound really informed and cool at the next presentation, okay? So this is World of Warcraft, in case you've been living in a cave for the past 20 years. And this is a raid, so we've got a team of 20 people. fighting monsters, fighting a big monster, and there's probably a 15-year-old kid with a headphone set coordinating a 20-people team. And he's telling, okay, you should tank, you should go forward, you should heal, you should throw long range, stuff like that. And he's fighting at the same time. He's looking at all these stats. And when I show this at for my management and for customers, they're like, okay, that can't be true. And I said, yeah, it's true. There's a 15-year-old guy playing this and coordinating a 20-people team. By the way, that's what we expect from people that have like 5 years experience, 5 years work experience. And sometimes, most of the times, they're not good at it. And there's this whole generation that has been doing it from childhood. And when they get to an age that they're going to start to work, they're going to be really good at it. They're going to say a lot of crap because you can say whatever you want, but when you work, not that much. But they're going to be really good at it. And so just a quick number. This number is from 2010, I think. So if you sum up the hours of the total hours of every World of Warcraft player from 2004 to 2010, you get 5.93 million years. So we have been playing this for a long time, a long time. This is from Kotaku, yeah. So just to give you a just to give you some idea, 6 million years ago, the human race was still learning that walking upright was, yeah, a pretty nice idea. So that's the amount of hours we're pouring into this single game. And this is from 2010, 2012. Since then, you've got a lot of MOBAs coming out. You've got a lot of new games that are drawing a lot of people. And still, World of Warcraft is being played all the time. So the hours have increased exponentially. So worldwide, humans invest 3 billion hours a week playing games. This includes both World of Warcraft, but also Farmville and stuff like that. So from the casual games to the really hardcore games. Yeah. And right now, we are finding out that this stereotype of the gamer is not true anymore. So this was probably true in the 90s, the early 2000s, but right now it's not true anymore. Okay, maybe the hardcore gamer looks like this, but if you factor in all the casual gamers, and there are a lot of casual gamers, the regular gamer looks like this, like regular guys and girls, really good looking, or not that much. And the thing is, there's really a lot of people playing at least an hour a day. Okay, 1.4 billion people playing at least an hour a day. So the world's got a lot of people, but this is a big chunk of them. In the US alone, 155 million people play at least 3 hours a week. Okay, so you've got like 60% of the American household has at least one gamer. Okay, more than half. There are 5 million people that are playing more than 40 hours a week. This is the same as a real job. And they're not getting paid to do it. So there's got to be something in games that's making them work for 40 hours a week. And 2 out of 5 players are women right now. So it's not a boys' club anymore. A lot of women playing competitive game also, not just the casual games. There's a lot of stay-at-home mothers that play those casual games, particularly in the US. But worldwide, we're getting a lot of female gamers right now. So it's pretty much even. And a study conducted by Carnegie Mellon, I think, discovered that the average young people, when they get to 21, their total gameplay hours will add up to more than 10,000. So if you know, there's this guy called Malcolm Gladwell, and he says that 10,000 hours of applied and focused training grants you mastery over something. So if you knock a ball to a wall for 10,000 hours, you're going to become a master at doing that. So we've got a lot of masters at something. We're not sure what, but they're masters. And the average age of a gamer right now is 35 years old. Okay? It's not 17, it's not 15, it's 35. So not sure if you know it, but it's the average age of tech workers. So every tech worker is a gamer. It's fair to say that, okay? Or at least a casual gamer. And the big question is why? Why are there so many people playing so many hours? And the answer is simple. It's because reality sucks, okay? And these guys that grew up playing games, when they get to college, even before, but when they get to college and when they get to work for a living, they discovered that reality is not as rewarding as games. When you play, imagine, this is not a game, but in a game, I could get off the stage and I would get plus 10 creativity, plus 20 public speaking, and I would get immediate feedback. Okay, I'm doing stuff and I'm getting feedback for what I'm doing. In reality, it's not like that. It's slowly changing, but it's still not like that. So people escape from reality into games, into those virtual worlds. Because games are powerful enough to create an emotion like this. This is from a presentation from Jane McGonigal. She's a game designer, an American game designer. And she calls this the face of an epic win. Okay, if you're a gamer, you know what an epic win is. If you're not a gamer, an epic win is a win so insurmountable, so you couldn't even conceive the type of win you were getting there. And this is the type of face it creates. And this is the face that game designers all over the world, and now gamification designers, are trying to bring into the real world, into work, into college, into relationships. We need people to always be happy. It's kind of a mission for us. So if we can do it with games, why not do it in real life? So how do games make us grow? Because they make us grow. They make us seek novelty. There's always a new game coming up. Even within the same game, there's always new scenarios, new bosses, new fights, new challenges. They make you challenge yourself, so you need to overcome obstacles, you need to learn stuff, you need to get skills. They make you think creatively, okay? So particularly with puzzle games like Portal and Limbo, stuff like that, you need to think about solutions. Even way before the first Tomb Raider, you had some really weirdly difficult challenges to overcome, and the broken sword, it was really difficult. So they sure make you think creatively. They make you do things the hard way. There's not an easy way to finish a dungeon or to finish a raid in World of Warcraft. There's not like, oh, I found this hack where I can like knock him just over the side, like when you had Mortal Kombat and you had Liu Kang, you just ducked and kicked and you always win. But nowadays games make you do it the hard way. And however, this last one, I like to say that some parents disagree with this, but games do make you socialize. They do make you create networks. And when I was in college, a lot of my friends had their group of friends outside like the normal living world. Their friends were Brazilian, not Brazilian, nobody likes Brazilian gamers, but their friends were all over the world and they were virtual for them. So they make you connect, and I even have a friend that met his girlfriend playing World of Warcraft, so that's nice. So, so the time came up for when people were discovering that, okay, video games are really taking games to a next level, because we had games before, we had board games, we had chess from before, like 2000 BC. But nowadays, games are such a worldwide phenomenon that the lines are becoming blurred. And people are learning that maybe adding a bit of game to a normal activity will make it better. And so they created stuff like this. This is called Foldit. It's a 3D platform. It's sort of a game. It's not really a game. It's just a 3D, it's like AutoCAD. I'm not sure if you know it. But the goal is to create protein structures, okay? So supposedly when you discover a protein structure, you have some hints into how to find out an antivirus or stuff like that, an antidote or stuff like that. So they created this platform, some scientists and a game design researcher, and they opened it to the community. And they had this particular challenge that was the Mason-Plitzer virus. It's the HIV virus in monkeys. And they were working on this, like really smart people that study a lot for this. They were working on this for 15 years. And they opened it to the community, and the community of gamers, or just people that, oh, I want to have fun like building structures, solved it in 10 days, okay? From 15 years to 10 days. And these people don't know about protein structures. They were just, okay, I do this, oh, let's try this, let's try that. Just because of the challenge and the visual stimulus. Just because of that, they solved the problem in 10 days. And people, okay, so this might be interesting. We should be using this more often. And then there's this. If you play World of Warcraft, you know World of Warcraft Wiki. This is the second biggest wiki in the world. So there's Wikipedia, and then there's World of Warcraft Wiki. So there are people that not only are spending 40 hours a week playing games, but then they're writing about it. They're writing articles because this is user-generated, so everybody can add to it. And they're creating articles, they're adding information on their own time, not getting paid for it. So this is beyond the game. It's not just about, oh, the game is fun. No, the game is fun, and it's even fun to write about the game, okay? So this is like a really huge crossing of boundaries, of game boundaries. And so at some point, people like me, people that like to put things in boxes. I'm an engineer in my training, so I like to put things in boxes. We needed to call this something, so we called it gamification, okay? And at Novabaz, we define it as the smart use of game-like concepts, okay, game mechanics, game dynamics, to improve people's lives, because that's the mission of my company, or at least we like to say it is the mission of my company, and to achieve business objectives, okay, because we've got customers and we need to achieve their objectives. But what we need to focus on is that gamification is about using the stuff that we learn from games to solve problems, just that. Solve problems with stuff that we know from games. So how's it done? We use human-centric design. So if you're a game designer, you know that if you don't focus on your players, you're not doing that much of a game. So nobody's going to play it, so what use it is. And for gamification, the same principle applies. We use game mechanics, game design techniques, and we use some awesome behavioral science. Because we need to be sure, because when we're working with businesses, we need to be sure that we're going to turn profits, we're going to change behavior, stuff like that. So we need the science to be really solid. So we use some things from marketing, some from behavioral economics, some from psychology. This is called flow, it's from psychology. And we use all of this to create our designs. Just some examples of what you can do with gamification. This is called the Speed Camera Lottery. It was something created in response to a challenge by Volkswagen, and they created a challenge called the fun theory. So they have this theory that you could solve everyday problems with fun, and it would be better. So the challenge was just this: solve an everyday problem in a fun way. And this guy, I'm not sure what his name was, solved a problem that was in Sweden, in Stockholm, I think. The average speed is really higher than what is safe in a city. Okay, living in Lisbon, we know what that means. If we lived in Italy, we'd sure know what that means. So over there, they have this problem, and he solved it by creating a different speed radar. Okay, so we've got the normal radars. They're on the streets, you go by. If you go over the speed limit, they take a picture of your license plate, and you've got a fine, okay? So what he created was a radar that not only took pictures of the people that were speeding, but they took pictures of the people that were keeping with the limits. And when you were keeping with the limits, the board would light up and, oh, congratulations, you're keeping with the limit. And then you received a letter at home saying, oh my God, you're freaking awesome, you keep up with the limits. And not only that, but you're now eligible to win a lottery from the money of the people that are not keeping the limits. So you break the limits, you pay a fine, that goes into a huge bag. I imagine there's a huge bag somewhere. And if you keep up with the limits, you win a chance to win that money. So it's doubly grateful. And there's a video, and they're interviewing a cop, and he's like, oh, I'm already obliged to comply with the limits, but now I've got an incentive. I'm not sure if that's politically correct. But it really lowered the average speed at about 20%. So it's a really big win. It was just like a couple of months. It was really, really successful. Another great example, I love this one, is called Zombies Run. Has anyone played Zombies Run? Okay, 2 guys. So Zombies Run, you know those apps that if you don't use them, you've got a friend that uses them and that posts on Facebook, and he says, oh, I've just ran 1,200 miles and stuff like that, and you're sitting on your couch eating some fries and thinking, what a bastard. And so people took those apps and created Zombies Run. So they added narrative on top of it. So now you're not only running, you're saving mankind, because there was an apocalypse, a zombie apocalypse. There's always zombies apocalypse. So, and mankind is reduced to small clusters. And people, and you have missions. You have to get food, you have to get fuel. And every time you go out to run, you've got one of these episodes. You put the phones on and you go running. And there's a narrator talking to, oh yeah, this weather's really great. Oh, the zombies. And you hear the zombies, then they're getting nearer to you, and you've got to run, okay? So, and believe me, you're going to run, and these guys can tell you. If you hear some zombies, you're going to run, okay? And it's really successful. Their business model is focused on new episodes, and they're doing fine, so I'm betting they're being successful. And they're making people run. Not sure if it's great that they're running while afraid, but it gets the job done. Okay, but it's not only about fun, it's also about profits, because we need to talk about profits in business. And there's this big profit-focused use case about Air Canada. It's the company, the air company in Canada. And they created this really complicated mile program where there's a lot of, when you fly around in Canada and in North America, you've got to go across a lot of airports. So they've created this program where you get badges, special badges, according to the types of airports you go to, and you've got like special missions and stuff like that. And people are changing their routes, their flight routes, just to win badges, okay? Because badges then provide them discounts and stuff like that. But what happened is that in the first year, they got 560 return on investment, okay? 560% return on investment. This is about like 25 million Canadian dollars in increased revenue, okay? Just the difference was 26 million. Second year, about, okay, this is done, no, 500%. Because they reinvented the process every year. And the third year, the non-believers, oh no, now they're not going to do it, 875. And somewhere, the game designer is like, take that, bitch, okay? So it's really, really successful. And it's just a miles program, okay? So this is the real power of gamification, transforming something that is ordinary into a real special experience. And of course, there's this. There's this guy called Roman Rakowitz. He's a gamification designer too. And he said this one time in a presentation. First, I disagreed, because football is a game in itself. But if you think about it, football is gamified running, because they run 10 miles each game. Why? Because they need to kick a ball and put it in the net. Because they have goals, they have rules, they have all those things that make something a game. And running happens. It's like Zombies Run, but with a different perspective. So, and we win a lot of times, so it's great too. Okay, so just, I have to show this slide because maybe there's someone from my company watching, so I have to show this. Okay, so at Novabaz, we're doing a lot of ideation with gamification. We created a pilot app, and we're putting ideation in the hands of our employees. You've got an idea, you do a drawing, you take a picture, and put it out there, the community votes. It's still a pilot, but I'm hoping it becomes something greater. Our event, our yearly event, we did this in, okay, I've got so little time now. We do a yearly event. This year, it's Ideathon, much like Pixels Camp, but smaller. And this year, it was really focused on gamification. It was a really fun thing to do. Our academy, our onboarding process in our company is fully gamified right now for the past 5 or 6 editions. You spend like 15 days internship, like really a gamified process. People get they get really wild out there. And then there's our solution, our platform. We built it originally for contact centers, but right now we're using it for stuff like e-learning, stuff like knowledge management. So we're now able to apply a gamification platform to other domains. And we do this using a gamification design framework we created. And by we, I say me and my team, which is just me. Okay, so we created this. Yeah, gamification is a hype, but it's still small, okay? We create a big canvas. We do design with our customer. It's really fun because the customer gets really into the design process. We use these inspiration cards. We've got a lot of game mechanics. So if normally our customers are not gamers, so they need hints into what mechanics they can use. So we created this card. So basically, if you want to create a sense of purpose, you use a narrative. If you want to create a sense of mastery, you use points, stuff like that. And now for my favorite part, and this is the first time I'm doing this part. The other parts I've done it before, so hope this goes okay. So how is gamification making the worlds go overpowered? So how is gamification making the world awesome right now? And I'm going to do this with my friend Morlock. Okay? I really wanted to use Morlock in the presentation for some time now. Okay? So Zombies Run. Remember Zombies Run? How did they do it? They used narrative. Okay? So they took a normal experience, running app. They put some narrative on top of that, and they created a totally different and engaging experience. Much like, I don't know, does anyone know this guy? He's called Deckard Cain, okay, from Diablo. If you've played Diablo, you know that you're going to keep hearing that guy talking all over the game, okay? So, and he creates the sense of narrative. And when you're focused on killing, you've got a story to follow up. There's a bad guy to kill. So you take this from games, apply it to a normal experience, and create Zombies Run. This thing, not sure if you know this. This is called Code on the Roads. It's a pilot project from Uber. They're using it in the US on tech-focused cities. Okay, cities where there are a lot of tech jobs. And basically what happens is that you're traveling, you're in your Uber car, and you get a push notification asking you, okay, do you want to put your coding skills to the test? Just to see if you're a coder, they call it a hacker, but it's really just a coder. And they present a lot of coding challenges, and each challenge has like a 60-second time limit. So they're basically just putting a countdown timer, a game mechanic called countdown timer. They're putting it on top of the challenge, so it pushes you and it makes you feel under pressure. And if you know this game, you know that particularly when the other guy is really good, you've got the time factor, okay? Mortal Kombat, a lot of times, playing with my brother, I know, okay, I got to keep an eye on the timer, and sometimes it builds up the pressure. Okay, Khan Academy. Anyone knows this? Okay, you know everything. Khan Academy. This is an online training platform. You've got a lot of stuff there. You can learn about a lot of things, and they have this thing. I'm sure you recognize if you're a gamer. This is a skill tree, okay? But in something that is not a game. So you've got milestones you have to unlock, and when you unlock them, you've got new milestones to unlock, okay? And you're progressing in your skills while looking at this game, like all this cool UI and stuff like that. A game where that happens, I went with Final Fantasy X because I'm a Final Fantasy fan, so my RPGs are more Japan-based than Western-based. So sphere grids are a really interesting form of a skill tree, okay? You obtain a skill, you get to the next one, you obtain a skill, you get to the next one, stuff like that. Okay, this one is called Pain Squad. This is an app for little kids in Canada that are suffering from cancer, okay? So the physicians there, they had a problem where, because the kids were in so much pain, it was hard for them after treatment to go to them and, okay, where does it hurt? And the kids were like, man, it just hurts. I'm a kid. I'm not going to reason and stuff like that. So they created this app that makes it really easy for the kids to register where it hurts, how much it hurts, just drag and drop, stuff like that. And you've got a mission. There are a lot of folks from the main crime shows in Canada, and they're telling you, oh, you're our new cadet, you're the special one, you're going to beat pain, you're going to put pain in its place. And if you should watch the video, you should look for the video on YouTube. It might bring a tear if you're sensible, okay? So it's a really powerful app. And what they used was a mechanic called Humanity Hero. So they make the kids feel like they're the chosen ones. They're going to beat pain. They're special. And that's really powerful with kids that are suffering from pain every day and enduring treatment. And that's something that we can recollect from about every other RPG. You're always the chosen one. The world is always in danger. I don't know. If there's a God, he's not doing that much of a great job because the world is always in danger. Okay, so every other RPG uses this. It's a great mechanic to use in this case where people are feeling, where people are in pain and they need to feel and they need to be built up. Okay, this one I really love. Fitness portal from NextJump. NextJump is a software development company, and their CEO is a guy called Charlie Kim, and he's really fit. And he was a developer, now he's just the CEO, and he's really fit right now, and he discovered that getting fit was really good for him. Not only looking good, but also because it increased his productivity, increased his peppiness. He was always happy, always on the go. So he decided that his company was going to exercise. But his company was developers, okay? So if you're a developer, yeah, you're probably not that into exercise. So I know, believe me, I know, okay? So what he created this over the 3 years, I think, was a program where he wanted to make his employees work out. So first things first, he offered gym membership. And what happened was that they started practicing Portuguese national sport, which is paying gym membership, okay? We do a lot of that. We pay a lot of gym membership and never go. So he paid for every employee, they never went. So what he did was built a gym in the company headquarters. People started to go a bit, but it didn't do that much. So he opened the gym 24 hours, 24/7, and he started to pay the employees that went. Okay, so this worked for some time, but then it stopped working again. So he did some iterations, and right now you've got teams, random teams, generated all over the company, and people are training in teams. So you're in a team of 5, everybody has to go train, everybody has to go work out, and if you don't go work out, your whole team suffers for it. So people are going to push each other to go train, to go work out. And he also created a rotation in the team, so there's a chance for everybody to be in a team with people that normally go working out. So what he managed was to create something really spectacular, that is 80% of his employees work out 3 times a week right now. Okay, 80% of his employees. 80% of a developer company work out 3 times a week. For me, it's really awesome. And what he discovered, he was already expecting it, but what he discovered is that it really increased productivity. And it increased team building, and it increased a lot of metrics. Some he expected, others he didn't. One of the mechanics he used was something called a leaderboard. Okay? So there was a leaderboard, team-focused leaderboard, and the people that were on top were really, oh yeah, I'm on top. The ones that were below were really challenged to, okay, I've got to overcome the others. And if you play StarCraft or any other Blizzard game, you know what a ladder is. So it's a leaderboard, and it really gets people to play the extra hour, the extra game, just to go some steps higher up the ladder. So this one I love, but I don't have an iPhone, so I can't use this. This is called Carrot Weather. It's an app. It began with Carrot app. It's just a to-do list, but with a temper. So if you don't do your tasks, it starts calling you names. It blacks out the screen. It changes colors. It becomes really rude. And if you do the task, it becomes just nice. Okay, she's never spectacular. So another app that came out of that one was Carrot Weather. So basically, it's just a fun way to tell you the weather. So it's, yeah, it's probably sun, or yeah, skin cancer. Another rainy day, rain sucks. Thanks global warming, it's warm, okay? So it has a fun way to talk to you about the weather. What it uses is just pure mischief, okay? Just fun, okay? Just talking fun, just talking in a fun way, just to make the experience a more fun experience. And if you've played The Secret of Monkey Islands, you know what that means, okay? It's really a wacky game. It's really a really strange game, but a really fun game. And the dialogues are really important, and they're just fun, okay? Another curious thing, a curious experience, Humblemania. This is a company from Australia. They're a developer company, and they created an app that basically you have to code your way through a fight between two wrestlers. And you've got to code and say, oh, throw him a punch, give him a kick, duck, and jump, and stuff like that. And then they really increased recruitment. And not only increased recruitment, they increased the quality of the recruitment, which is really important for a development company. And what they used was status points. So when you were fighting the other wrestler, the other luchador, because that's what they call them, you got points, and then you could use the points to redeem stuff. No, you could use the points to measure your progress. And the company could look at the points and just order them, okay, the top 10 are the better. Okay, it's really simple. And if you know Pokemon Go, you know what experience points are. And basically, experience points is the goal of Pokemon Go. You've got to collect them. Everybody, Pokemon have experience points. You have experience. Everything has experience points. And it's really important. Makes the game more fun. And it's a really cool game mechanic that they use here. Recycle Bank. They want to change the world. They want to increase people's recycling. What they do is that they offer you rewards when you recycle. They offer you like redeemable points, and you can use them as coupons when you go buy in stores that are part of the program. So this is called virtual goods. So you have redeemable points that you can exchange for other stuff. If you've played FIFA, you know that Ultimate Team uses this a lot. You have to earn coins to buy players. You don't buy players, you buy boosters, and you're lucky if it isn't all crap, okay? This one I've used for some time. I've gone a little, I'm not using it anymore, but it was really fun while I used it. It's called Bittika right now. The early name was Habit RPG. So it basically turns your to-do list into an RPG. You've got an avatar. Your friends got avatars. It's really pixel-oriented, so it fits in here. You've got the habits you want to create, the daily tasks, the to-do list, and the rewards that you, by doing tasks, earn money, and then you can pay for your own rewards. Most of the rewards are inventory, so you can really pimp up your character. But you've got also like, okay, I've done this, so I can pay myself 1 hour of video games, okay? It's really interesting. The UI is not that good. I think that's the main discouraging factor, because when you want to experience something, you need the UI to look cool. So what they did was creating, the most important part was the avatar. So they allow you to create an avatar from scratch. And they allow you to pimp up the avatar with everything you collect, everything you buy. And you can even change the background, put like some mountains in there, stuff. It's really interesting. And if you played World of Warcraft, and I had to end up with World of Warcraft, you know what it means to create a character from scratch. It wasn't that much of an experience for me because I always created Tauren, and it was always a warrior because I just like to beat the crap out of the other guys, okay? So what does the future hold for gamification? There's this really viral video about this experience. It's a hypothetical video. It's like there's a guy that has some contact lenses, and there's a software in the contact lenses that's a lot like Google Glass, and it basically gamifies everything. So he's on a date, and he's seeing like tips from the dating app. Oh, say this, say that. Buy the pay her. She's feeling tipsy. Take her home. Have fun. Okay. And this screenshot is about when he's cooking his breakfast. The image is telling you, oh, put the egg over there. Okay, now put the egg over here. Now tilt the pan, stuff like that. And you're getting points, and you're becoming a better chef. And this video is about the extremes that gamification can go to. And it can go to extremes, okay? There's this case in China where they're gamifying the whole citizenship experience. They created a thing called Sesame something. And basically, if you're a good citizen, you get points, you get respect. If you're a bad citizen, you get really bad things, okay? You lose respect, and your friends get affected by your loss of points. So your friends stop being your friends in the network. So it's really a bad thing to do. So gamification has this power, and it could be used to several extremes. But it can also be used to create experiences like this. This is, for me, the best game I've seen in what relates to creating an experience. It's called Journey. And this is basically what they tell you when you start playing. It's this. You've got this guy, you've got to go. You think you've got to go towards the light because there's a light and there's a mountain. Normally, you have to go there. So that's just what they tell you. And just by experiencing the game, you're learning about your skills, you're learning about what you can do, you're learning about the story. And for me, this is what gamification is about. Creating experiences so engaging that they make you learn, they make you progress, and they make you overcome challenges, okay? Why now? Because in 2015, players like Google, SAP, SAP, and IBM started looking into this, okay? So if they look into this, maybe the others should look into this too, okay? Google has a program in their company where you have to register your flight expenses, and they're huge, so they had a big gap in expenses that were being registered. And they introduced a gamification process, and now they have 99% of compliance. In a company the size of Google, this is humongous, okay? SAP created internal pilots for their intranet. Now they have a product to add to SAP solutions. And IBM created something called Innovate, I think. And they just created it to train their recruits in process management. And now it's a product for them too. And there are about 150 colleges using this software, okay? The second version is SimCity based. So it's used to train city management, okay? When you want to go into working into the city council, you can use that product to learn about it, okay? So, and why now? Because it's reaching adulthood. So the early stages of gamification was basically just points, badges, leaderboards, and that's it. But right now, it's becoming mature. There are new experiences coming up. People are learning, okay, that is not enough. We need to create something better. It's stopped being a fad, and it's now really a long-term trend. People are going to keep gamifying, and they're going to gamify even more. I want to finish up talking about this woman here. She's called Jane McGonigal. She's basically the first person I heard talking about gamification, and she's a game designer. She's really engaged with her mission, and she's the one that says people play 3 billion hours a week, and what she says is that we need to play 21 billion hours a week to change the world, okay? Because she really believes that games can change the world. I believe that gamification is a step in that direction because we're taking the equation out of games and putting it into real life, okay? So I hope we're getting closer to those 21 billion hours, and maybe, just maybe, by playing, we can stop Trump, okay? So I want to end up with a mission for you. If you choose to accept it, it will not self-destruct, okay? Because I need a PC. So I need you to change your world. At least your world. You can change others' worlds, but at least your world with gamification. How do you do that? You find a really good engagement problem, okay? You look around in your life, in your friends' lives, and you look for a really good engagement problem. Think about the stuff you need to be doing, but that you don't feel like it, okay? Think about those stuff. And then ask around to see if others have that problem too. It's always good if you want to create something. And then think about your favorite games, okay? The ones that really hooked you. Think the ones that you spent so many hours that you forgot about eating, you forgot about hygiene sometimes, okay? Think about those games, and then take from those games what makes them awesome, okay? Take those points, those leaderboards, that narrative, those appointment dynamics, stuff like that, and then apply it to the problem. Think gamified to-do list app. Think gamified recruitment app. Look at your problem, take the fun out of games and put it into the problem, okay? And then test, redesign, test, iterate, test with yourself, test with your brother, your dog, maybe your dog likes it, okay? And that's about what I had to say. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you're up to the mission. Okay? Thank you. So, questions? Okay, go.
Hello, thank you. It was a great presentation. My question is regarding the cards. When a person comes to you to talk about the project and you show them the cards, how do you handle the person trying to have a bit of everything? Because a person that doesn't know about games, they probably see the cards, they see all the goodies.
Yeah. So I can probably tell you that we have this. I'm going to get there. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. So we have this canvas, and this canvas, what it does is that it highlights a process. So we have this really fixed process of doing stuff. And the first thing we do is define the business objectives. And so what happens down the line, because we only use the cards like in the second meeting or the third meeting, because we do this in workshops we created with the customers. And when they're trying to, this is fun. Okay, so why are you using it? Oh, because it's fun. No, that's not enough. You need to point everything into a behavior you're trying to trigger and an objective you're trying to achieve. Because just piling stuff onto an experience just to make it look cool, you know, if you've played games, it's sometimes not enough. Sometimes it just creates a mess, okay? So that's what we do. We always point back to the objectives, and seeing as they were the ones that decided the objectives, it resonates with them, okay? Oh yeah, I decided that, so I must have been sure, okay?
Anybody else? No?
Okay, thank you.